Hello friends, how are you? It's Kaushiki Dwivedi and welcome to my channel. So as promised today we shall be talking about what if you go for a cervical screening test and you come back with certain result. So how is it going to be interpreted by your doctor and how much should you worry looking at the written report, because you get the report first before your doctor gets it. So if you have gone for a CST, so as I told yesterday that the human papilloma virus will be definitely tested in that, right? So the report, the possibility is that you will get either of the three reports. One will be there is no human papilloma virus seen. So if no HPV is seen, it is good news. That simply means that you don't have to do anything further. Get your test repeated after 5 years. And that's it. So keep on getting every 5 years if you keep on getting negative results for the human papilloma virus. Now, human papilloma virus, if it shows in the result, it can be either HPV, non-16, non-18 or HPV 16 and 18 present. Now, supposing it is non-16 and 18 which is present in your report, that means you do have human papilloma virus in your cervix, but it is less cancerous or less cancer causing than the HPV 16 and 18, as I had told in my previous video. You can watch it again, that why you should be getting a pap smear, not the pap smear, the cervical screening test done in first place. So if suppose your non-16, 18 is positive, then what do you need to do? The lab or your doctor should order for a co-test, which is also called the cells. The cells in the smear should also be tested, which will tell either there is any abnormality there in the cells as well caused by the human papilloma virus, or there is no abnormality at all. If there is no abnormality but the human papilloma virus 16 or 18 is present, you need not panic, but you need a more closer follow-up than the first group who had no human papilloma virus. After 12 months, after a year, you need to get your HPV tested once again, right? Hoping that it has been fought by your body, because HPV gets cleared only by your immunity. Just like other viruses are fought by our body immunity, human papilloma virus is also fought by our immunity. So if it has got cleared, assuming 12 months later, then you get every 5 years the same HPV testing. But if in case you can get two of the possibility is that there will be abnormal cells, and if the abnormal cells is, it can be categorized into LSIL or HSIL. What does LSIL would mean? It is low grade squamoepithelial lesion, which would mean that there are few changes in the cervix because of the human papilloma virus, but the changes are of low grade, very minimal, and while high grade, as the name suggests, HSIL, high grade squamoepithelial lesion, which mean that more changes have happened because of the presence of the human papilloma virus. And as the common sense would suggest, somebody who has got LSIL has low chance of it getting converted to cervical cancer in immediate future, while somebody who has got HSIL has more chance. Now, pap smear or CST, cervical screening test, is not a confirmatory test. So many times it is done, and when you go for the more confirmatory test, which I will talk what is the more confirmatory test, it turns out that you had no problem at all. While vice versa is also true, that the pap smear doesn't recognize or CST doesn't recognize all the time, but when you go for a more definitive diagnosis method, then you find that it was the virus was present there or the abnormal cells were present there. So cervical screening test, as the name suggests again and again, it is just a screening test, not a confirmatory test. So suppose you have got LSIL, that your human papilloma virus 16, non-16, non-18 is positive, as well as you have got low grade changes. Then what is to be done? Again, wait after 12 months, get the whole test repeated. The HPV testing as well as the testing of the cells there, that is what needs to be done. But if in case it is high grade changes, non 16 18, but it suggests we suggest non 16 18 but with high grade squamoepithelial lesion, in that case you need to get colposcopy done. And what is colposcopy? Colposcopy is a magnifying lens through which the gynecologist will look at your cervix to see if she or he finds any abnormal area in the cervix, which needs to be taken as a biopsy and sent for histopathological examination, because that will confirm whether what had come in the cervical screening test actually meant anything or it did not mean anything. So your confirmation is only after you have had cervical biopsy. Cervical biopsy and colposcopy doesn't need anesthesia or admission. It can be done as an outpatient procedure and you should not get worried about it. Like as a procedure, you should not get worried about it. Now the third possibility is that you gave your human papillomavirus testing and it suggests HPV 16 and 18, which is a more cancerous type of human papillomavirus. Then again your cells should be tested. Likewise, it has been done in the non-16-18 type as well. And assuming that there is no abnormality or minimal abnormality, in that case, again after 12 months, you would get the test repeated. But if in case it suggests high-grade changes, then you should visit your gynecologist and get a colposcopy done. And in colposcopy, either there will be nothing abnormal, or if cervical biopsy suggests that there is something abnormal in that, it can be taken care of by, there are various methods which I will talk about in the next video, which would be that suppose if somebody has got CIN, cervical intraepithelial neoplasia, so that is another word, CIN 1, 2 and 3. So CIN 1 and LSIL would be similar, while HSIL, which is high grade changes, so CIN 2 and 3 comes in that. So they are called the high grade changes. So how they are managed? The management is different for both the scenario. None of that needs hysterectomy directly, but what it needs, that is something which you should know. And the main aim basically, because this video cannot replace your treatment or it doesn't stop you from having a visit to your gynecologist. This is just to guide you, give you a reference point, that the whole sole aim is that if you don't have human papilloma virus, then it is very extremely unlikely that you would have changes there in the cervix which will lead to cervical cancer. But if in case you have got low grade changes, it needs to be followed up till your body clears the human papilloma virus from your body. If you don't have human papilloma virus, it has been cleared, you need not worry, and you just need to have 5 yearly checkups. But if you have got high grade changes and human papilloma virus, again you need to be followed up more closely with maybe a biopsy, with a testing of the human papilloma virus till the body clears of the human papilloma virus as well as clears of the abnormal changes in the body. And it will not happen, the abnormal changes won't automatically reverse back, but there is a surgical procedure for that, for which I would be making the next video. So do stay tuned in, come back tomorrow and know what actually needs to be done. I hope that you found the video useful. If you liked it, do subscribe the channel FemVicky and give a big thumbs up. Till we meet next time, have a great week ahead. Bye.